A typical class lasts for 90 minutes. We have a group of roughly between 12 and 20 participants, and we're all sitting in chairs, um, basically just to ensure we're as comfortable as possible. I would probably introduce, if it was a first class, I'd give a little bit of a background on the key concepts involved in meditation, clear up a lot of the misconceptions because most of us or most beginners bring a lot of misperceptions to the practice, which are often very unhelpful. Um, so we'll clear up those. So, meditation becomes a much more easily digestible and doable activity rather than something that might seem, virtually impossible. Then I'll guide the group through a range of very short meditations, might last 2 minutes in length. I do a range of physical kind of movement oriented meditations. I found a lot of people find those very helpful because our culture already does enough sitting around, or most of us do enough sitting around, and more sitting is often not the best way to relax. So I'll get people up and moving and get them to actually experience how much you can release through mental kind of stretches, movement, exercises, kind of derived from Qigong, Tai Chi, and various other kind of modalities. And then we'd probably do at some point a longer, more formal meditation, maybe 20 minutes, so you can get a real sense of just how relaxed and peaceful it's possible to get. And that seems to be supported by the guidance of a teacher and by just by being in a group and a dedicated space for meditation. So you can get a kind of taste for what it's all about. So is what would happen in a typical class. Most classes would follow that same format, but from week to week we'd introduce new concepts, new principles, different meditations, alternative meditations
So
to
you
give
build on
everyone.
your skills? Is it fair to say you would build on your skills?
Yeah, exactly, and it's sequential. So week one you'd learn something, and in week two would kind of build on what you learnt in week one. Uh, Obviously, there's a guitar in the background here, which I've recently started learning, and it's very similar to learning something like an instrument. First, you've got to learn the parts of the guitar and some basic chords, and that's your first task. And from there, you can put a few chords together and start, a simple song. And so it's very much a progression like that. And that's why, some people ask, I run workshops as well, and they ask, what's the difference between a workshop and a course? Which should I do? And I always say, if you really want to learn to meditate, come on the course, because it's like you get one guitar lesson. There's probably not really much point to it. You kind of, naturally you treat it as something that's going to take some time. And it's the same with meditation. If you come to a succession of classes, you're going to actually develop your skills to the point where you can confidently go away and make use of meditation.